Good evening. Thank you for joining me here on the Royal House of Amenesitawi channel on YouTube. I am your host, Ramses Khufu El Amenesitawi. I am the King of the United Kingdom of Kemet, descendant of Pharaoh Ramses III of ancient Kemet, and his rightful heir to the Kemetic throne. Tonight we're going to discuss about the Constitution of the United Kingdom of Kemet. This constitution that I'm going to be discussing is going to be broken down into 8 episodes. Episode 1 is going to talk about this the government, the roles, the semi-constitutional monarchy, and Article 1 to 10. So let's begin as follows. His Royal Majesty, Prince of the Nation, Anointed Son of Ra, Lord Prince of the Armed Forces, Duke of Khemet, King of the United Kingdom of Kemet. Whereas the Royal House of Amenesitawi proclaim this Constitution the legal binding law of Kemet, we granted to our faithful citizens and proclaim a constitution for the United Kingdom of Kemet, and whereas Almighty Ra, the source of all benefits, has strengthened and inspired us to lead our beloved people during our reign through the greatest of trials and hardships to an era of great progress in all fields, whereas being desirous of consolidating the progress achieved and of laying a solid basis for the happiness and prosperity of the present and future generations of our people. We have prepared a constitution for our kingdom to exercise good and lawful government for the benefit of our beloved people. All governing bodies shall adhere to all lawful laws that are established in the Constitution. The Semi-Constitutional Monarchy of the United Kingdom of Kemet, Chapter 1, Article 1. The United Kingdom of Kemet comprises all the territories, including the islands and the territorial waters, under the sovereignty of the Kemetan Crown. Its sovereignty and territory are indivisible. Its territories and the sovereign rights therein are inalienable. All Kemetan citizens, whether living within or without the kingdom, constitute the Kemetan people. Article 2. The king is head of state. The king is a powerful political and social institution, but his power is not absolute. The king's powers are limited by the Constitution. Article 3. The Prime Minister is head of government. The Prime Minister exercises his or her power by consent of Parliament and the electoral votes by the Kemetan people. The Prime Minister term in office shall be 6 years. The Prime Minister can only serve a second term if re-elected by the Kemetan people, provided that all provisions of the electoral laws are observed. Article 4. The succession laws are determined by the King and the Crown Council. There shall be no other authority to dictate the terms of succession to the throne. Article 5. All upkeep of royal residence and security and travel for the royal family shall be funded by the government. The king shall receive an annual emolument. Article 6. The King and Prime Minister exercises the supreme direction of the foreign relations of the United Kingdom of Kemet. The King and Prime Minister accredits and receives ambassadors, ministers, and missions. The King and Prime Minister alone has the right to settle disputes with foreign powers by adjudication and other peaceful means, and provides for the realization of the ends of security and common defense. The King and Prime Minister alone has the right to ratify on behalf of the United Kingdom of Kemet treaties and other international agreements, and to determine which treaties and international agreements shall be subject to ratification before becoming binding upon the United Kingdom of Kemet. However, all treaties of peace and all treaties and international agreements involving a modification of the territory of the United Kingdom of Kemet or of sovereignty or jurisdiction over any part of such territory, or laying a burden on Kemetan citizens personally, or modifying legislation in existence, or requiring expenditures of state funds, or involving loans or monopolies, shall, before becoming binding upon the United Kingdom of Kemet and the inhabitants thereof, be laid before Parliament, and in both chambers of Parliament shall approve the same in accordance with the provisions of Articles 70 to 72, exclusive of the present Constitution, shall then be submitted to the United Kingdom of Kemet for ratification. Article 7. Parliament has the right to coin, print, and issue money. Article 8. Parliament appoints mayors of the municipalities referred to in Article 111 of the present Constitution from 3 candidates presented in each case by the municipal council thereof. Article 9. The Prime Minister determines the organization's powers and duties of all ministries, executive departments, and the administration of the government, and appoints, promotes, transfers, suspends, and dismisses the officials of the same. Article 10. The sovereignty of the United Kingdom of Kemet is vested in the King and the government to enact supreme authority over all the affairs of the United Kingdom of Kemet, which is exercised in the matter provided for in the present Constitution. So that is the first 10 articles of Chapter 1 of the Constitution. Chapter 2 of the Constitution will discuss the powers and prerogatives of the king. That's from Article 11 to 17. And another thing that I would like to address here before concluding this is that, remember, those of you who are in the Kemetic community are no longer members of the Kemetic community. You are citizens of the United Kingdom of Kemet. This is your country, and it is your right to declare it as a sovereign state and to remove the occupying forces of the Egyptian armed forces on our sovereign lands by communicating this through the UN and the AU. We need your support. Please go out there, talk to your representatives, and as well, if you have the means and ability, protest this outside the UN and AU. So remember, this is your nation. It's not just benefiting the king, the government, or any other entity, but this benefits the people. This is your territory, and you have the rights to exercise your sovereign right. Now, by reading this Constitution, every citizen of the United Kingdom will be granted a copy of this. Therefore, you know the laws of your own sovereign state. Once again, thank you for joining me here on the Royal House of Amenesa Tawi channel on YouTube, and continue your support. And we need your support from everyone, those who are Khemetan citizens and those who are not. Thank you for listening, and may the righteous hands of Ra be placed upon you. Good evening.